Hello. Welcome. I have no idea why the time is messed up. During tribal. For so long. Was it a good right move for you? That's the question. The Fallout's name is T. Okay. Sorry, I'm still setting things up at the moment. For some reason, my OBS got all wonky. We're here, of course, to watch Survivor. That's what we're doing. I'm at opening credits right now. Makes sense. You got to go after Tuku here. Parents, thank you for the 40th month. Loyal to the soil. Using some Anthony Douglas verbiage. Man, they just keep hyping Andy up. Like at some point, It just feels like they're hyping him up for a fall, you know? But it just doesn't, it just keeps not happening. But maybe this is the time. All right, let's run a prediction. How about do we have a challenge? Is that a prediction I could run? I think we had one pretty early last time. Do we have a challenge in the next segment? That is the prediction. Thank you for all the subscriptions, by the way. I did not see the jet lag trailer. Chelsea Deep Dive was very fun. Happy you guys got to see it. Yeah. Okay, so ostensibly right now, let me just there are 9 players left, 4 of which are Tuku, 3 Gata, 2 Lava. Yeah, the Chelsea interview. Basically, she was like, "Listen, I listened to the Quinn interview. I was like, we don't have to go that long if you don't want." She was like, "How about like 2.5 hours?" And then we ended up going longer because she was having fun. But that Tuku 4, you'd think that Genevieve would be able to, like, Genevieve's thought is, I take out Saul, we go after Tuku, it's her, the 3 Gatas, and Teeny. We're back. Oh, look at this! We did, in fact, have a challenge, and you guys called it. "47 seasons. Reward challenge. Blue. Red, yellow. All right, which team wins? Blue, red, or yellow? cake. Cookies and cream. Come on now. Yeah, Kyle just using his shoulder. Sam with the challenge strats. I feel like Sam would be a great guest on a stream because I'm constantly talking about challenge strats. Oh no, not the tongue. Why? Why? Oh my god, he full on bit it. That's why. Why was that a shot straight out of Dune? Blue is going to crush. Genevieve is not good at this. Three before any other team got two. I think they're probably going to finish before anybody finishes the first portion. What a shot. Right as I was wondering if they were forced to wait for the ball to roll back, Jeff said, now you gotta wait for the ball to roll back. Nah, that was a little short. That was a little light. Jeff is obsessed with Gabe's performance. The music tells me he nails it in one. And he does. Do. Okay. Blue did in fact win. Next prediction. Any advantages at reward? Yes, no. Are there any advantages at the reward? I will count it if we see that there was one and they didn't find it. I will count it if they get one. I will not count it if it's not at the reward. Is losing a vote an advantage? This is not an advantage. Okay. So it feels like we're gonna again have a are we gonna take out Kyle situation. I think we're also being set up for a Genevieve. Especially if Sam is there talking to Rachel and Kyle. I feel like they will be talking about Genevieve as a potential target here. I feel like that is kind of the deal. And then if nothing else happens, it might just be Kyle versus Genevieve. Who else would come up as a target here right now? You could always say Andy. You could say Andy gets caught. You could say they go after Teeny. But why? There's no point. You could see Gabe being targeted, but he hasn't been much of a part of the episode yet, apart from that challenge bit. Yeah, it mostly just feels like it would be Andy. It mostly just feels like it would be my literal draft team. It's just Andy, Kyle, and Genevieve on the docket for today. That's what it feels like. But we're still pretty early on. We could certainly pull up another potential target. We have seen this before with my drafts. All right, we're back. Sanctuary. Stuff in face holes. Pineapple over kiwi, I think, is fair. I feel like people a little bit poo-pooed me when I said this. But to this day, every time Sam speaks, I hear Adam Brody. Or not Adam Brody. What's his name? No, it is Adam Brody. I've been watching that. Nobody wants this show. And they sound the same to me. Okay, so Gabe is the name. Genevieve backup. Rachel wants Genevieve. Well, of course, Andy talked to her about Genevieve. Oh, I forgot he immediately went to Saul. Why in the world would Rachel trust him? I think that's the right way to approach it for Rachel. Sue is a great pickup, but very dangerous. I want to kill him. Guys, do we think he wrote her name down? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Andy, Rome already tried this. Careful. Teeny has great hair. Okay, I think I have to call it. Time of death on the Teeny winner edit officially called episode 10. I feel like I might have been holding on a little longer than most, but wait. Faint pulse, what is this? Whoa! It looks like a demon face. Okay, all right, listen. We lost her, or we lost them for a second there. There was no pulse. But somebody very dramatically kept going with the defibrillator. There was no advantages at reward. I think we're gonna get the immunity next, so I'll wait for that. I will say I do still feel like it's mostly dead. I feel like that there's like I feel like they're in their winter edit is in a coma right now. You know what I mean? Cuz like the thing for me is they showed Sam talking to Rachel and Rachel was like, I don't think I can trust Sam. And then they showed Sam talking to Teeny and Sam was like, they can't trust me. And then Teeny was like, I think I trust Sam. And Teeny didn't say that they trusted Sam, but the implication was that Teeny might be trusting Sam. And I feel like that was such a direct comparison to how people are responding to Sam that it just feels like you don't do that to your winner. You just don't. But then they had this big sort of rebirth segment. Maybe, but not looking great. Sam's still alive. Sam's still kicking here, I think. Rachel on the rise, I would say. Andy still up there. Genevieve could be gone tonight. Cool segment though. I mean, I don't know a lot about the timeline, but it certainly seems to be that Teeny came out as non-binary sometime between Survivor and now. And it seems as though we're getting some kind of like insight into like what was going through their head like at the time that they were considering coming out in that way. All right, we're back. You and balls, Jeff. Prediction. Who wins immunity? Is it Andy, Caroline, Teeny, Gabe, Genevieve, you squirmed like a worm, Kyle, Rachel, Sam, Sue. This feels like a Kyle challenge. But all it takes is a little wobble. Man, Rice is a star of this episode. 4 out of 9. I don't think he's getting 4. I think too many people are trying to get Gabe or Kyle to lose. No. No. All the shots in the dark. Why would Jeff want that? It takes away your whole twist. If Gabe is saying this to me, honestly, I get annoyed and I on principle say no. What Sam did is smarter, though. What Sam did is smarter because, especially the way Jeff then proposed it. Oh, so Gabe persuaded you? Like, Sam is going to be able to take that and run with it so far. Like, did you see what Gabe was doing? Oh my God. He thinks he's running this entire game. I'm honestly really surprised that Jeff took this deal. That was basically like, hey, Jeff, could we trade all the twists for Rice? Like, hey, Jeff, can we trade Murgatory for some Rice? I feel like this is a clever idea, Jeff. No more Murgatory. They get Rice. I almost said Murgatory because I feel like that's how Shannon was saying it when I podcasted with her. And I had a moment of like, wait a minute, which one is the way I say it? And I couldn't remember. Shannon feels strongly about that pronunciation. I mean, I didn't question her. Maybe I should have. Or maybe I shouldn't have, because it sounds like she's already had that conversation multiple times, probably. I mean, okay, final 9. Theoretically, you have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I assume you can play your shot in the dark at 5. Theoretically, you have 5 more tribals to play your shot in the dark. The chance of you needing it, using it correctly, hitting, and then surviving the following votes, fairly low. So I think giving it up, not the worst play in the world. But as Rachel displayed, there are some other advantages, other ways you can use it. Maybe one of the ways you can use it is getting rice. But what Sam said is correct. Like, that was a win for the majority. That was a win for the people who don't need the advantage. More so than it was a win for the people who are on the outs. I could definitely see this being Gabe's episode, especially after that whole moment, though. Like, Gabe convinces Sam to give up his shot in the dark. Gabe ends up losing challenge. Sam leads the charge to take out Gabe. Seems like a potential storyline for the episode. Why do I feel like I'm watching an entire movie in one preview and I don't even have the volume on? Like, I feel like I just watched that whole movie. All right, we're back. All right, who do we think's out first? I'm gonna say, who's worst at these? I don't even know. Andy? Sam? Teeny? I saw Kyle wobble already. Caroline is wobbling. Nobody feels like an obvious weak link here, I think. Are you allowed to rest it on your forearm? Like if you're not allowed to, I feel like it's really hard to tell if you are or not. If you are allowed to, it's weird to me that there aren't any people doing it. Yeah, like Kyle's definitely resting on his forearm. Caroline out. And that's Andy. I feel like the key is keeping the balls together, right? The second they separate, you're screwed. So Rachel is screwed. Yep. Genevieve, screwed. And down she goes. Gabe is out. I don't think resting on your forearm would be more straining on your muscles. It should be the opposite. So Sam is not resting on his forearm. Teeny and Kyle are. Because resting on your forearm will do is not only will it like relieve some of like the pressure or whatever, but it will also, I think, help you from making jerkier movements. Help prevent you from making jerkier movements. It should be a little more stable. Oh, Teeny could not get it. Here comes the wind. Wind. I just feel like Sam can't win without the forearm strat. Yeah, there he goes. Sue not using the forearm strategy. I don't know if that's a change. But she's wobbling all over. Kyle's a little separated though. Sue's very separated. You could actually probably use the wind to help get your balls back together. If you angle it correctly. Oh, there it goes. Too wobbly for Sue. My guy, Kyle. You can't get him. All right, so this is fully Genevieve or Gabe, I think. Jeff, chill. Don't be putting attention on him like that. Okay. Kyle wins immunity. Next prediction. How about do we get a Caroline confessional? I feel like she's been pretty quiet this episode and in general this season, unfortunately for her edit. Okay. So you would assume Rachel pushes Genevieve. Sam pushes Gabe. Rachel pulls Teeny for Genevieve, but Sam has also pulled Teeny for Gabe. Where's Teeny gonna go? That could be the question of the episode. How about Andy? He said he's making the calls. Why haven't we heard from Genevieve all episode? What is she up to? I assume she's fully down for Gabe. Why is Sue so prominent in this episode? Why is Sue the one talking post-challenge? What does she have to do with this? Obviously, she's not going Gabe, so she's more likely to go Genevieve? Could Sue go home? That is a question. I feel like we would have heard about her idol if she was had a shot to go home. You could see the plan backfiring on Sam, but like, how does that happen? Like, why does anybody want Sam out right now? They did have the Chiron. Okay. We're back. How's the summit? It's very true. Out the door. Andy just casually in every one of these conversations. Okay, it's hard to see Gabe succeeding with all of this like premature celebration. Man, Andy is cooking, guys. Rachel's right. With Caroline willing to flip, Genevieve is a better shot for Rachel. But I don't know how you convince people to do it. Because it just doesn't make any sense for anyone to not do Gabe other than her, basically. I mean, I think fair to say right now that the Saul move was not good, right? Even if Genevieve survives this, it just doesn't seem to have landed Genevieve in a good spot here. Teeny cannot contain the look of glee that Genevieve is squirming. It's me or Gabe tonight. Yep. That was a fun little back and forth. Okay, that was a yes to the Caroline confessional. Are we good to predict who gets voted out? No. Definitely not. The order is out there? I thought they were just doing like previews or pre-screenings or whatever. All right, regardless. We'll do last person to speak before Rome spoiled the boot order. Last person to speak before the vote. There it is. All right. Well, listen. Let's not talk about it for now. I didn't realize there was potential massive spoilers. We're just not gonna mention it. We're just not gonna talk about it right now. And then I guess it sounds like it's not confirmed yet, but we'll probably know by next week if it's confirmed or more confirmed or less confirmed or whatever. In the meantime, we're just gonna do last person to speak before this vote. Who was the last person to speak before the vote? Big money on Andy and Teeny. I think I would have put money on Gabe here. Gabe knows he's in trouble. Might want to get the last word in. Do I gamble in real life? Not really. I have played poker. Before. um, I'm definitely up lifetime playing poker. Between money I made from my friends when I was a kid and like the one poker tournament I entered, and basically I won a satellite tournament which gave me a free entry into a main event that was worth like $600, and then I sold the ticket to the event, or the ticket to the main event for those for like $600. All right, we're back. Wow, they look miserable. The looks with the rain gleaning. This is like peak Survivor hot. What are we even talking about right now? It's seriously wild to me that we go through this like every time. Like what are we actually talking about? Not an offer he couldn't refuse. I will say that was not used against Gabe during strategy talks. I fully zoned out. They're still talking about community. Okay, I'm good. I feel like we're getting close to final person to speak. Sam talking with a little bit of finality. Oh, but Jeff questions Rachel. Feels like it's going to bounce off of Rachel, though. Wait. Oh. He goes to Andy. Threat hunting. This could be the last one. Oh, but he goes to Caroline. Jeff just keeps bouncing. She brought it back to community. Oh, he keeps going. Jeff knows about the prediction. Back to Sam. They're still talking about community. Oh, and Gabe. Music is telling me this could be the end. All right. It is time to vote. And it was Gabe. That was a funny vote confessional. Was that Gabe's vote? That feels like she voted Gabe. I don't know though. It feels too obvious that it's Gabe. It feels so obvious that it's Gabe. It's making me think it might be Genevieve. This is they've successfully got me in the place where even when it feels obvious, it doesn't feel obvious anymore. Kyle hesitating makes me feel like it's Gabe also. Because if it's just Genevieve, why would he even hesitate? Come on, Genevieve. Look at her face. Oh my god, she's so funny. She's so funny. One Gabe. One Genevieve. Next vote could be it, just period. Oh. Nope. Genevieve with the exact same thought I had. Maybe Kyle voted Genevieve. Or no, Sue, of course. I forgot about Sue. It's Gabe. That's so funny that Genevieve and I had the exact same reaction to the second Genevieve vote. This confirms Rome boot order is false. There you go. I'll be back. Gabe. Okay, listen. In defense of Gabe, given the game that he played, I understand. Like, I think the edit, I talked about this a little bit on Global. Yeah, what was up with Barb? I mean, I want to ask, like, is Barb okay? Or was that, like, just a sweet thing? I mean, I guess either way, it's sweet, but... Jeff's mom, that's sad. And sweet. What I was saying was, I do feel like the game Gabe was playing, like, if they had... let him slip through here, like, like, he was playing a very front runner kind of game for a very long time on this season. and I think because he lost here, he didn't end up getting the edit that he might have gotten if he had lasted like a couple more rounds. So I can understand why he would have felt like, yeah, it was me. I was the guy. I'll be back. Was that a smart move for Caroline? Honestly, I mean, it seems to me like it might have happened regardless of what Caroline decided to do. So it might not even be worth looking too deeply at. But like, I don't know if that was the right play for Caroline. Because I feel like Gabe was still such a target. Having him there allows you to continue to potentially control some more votes. Maybe she doesn't feel like she can. Maybe Gabe is calling the shots too much. We're back. Underdogs. What I will also say is that I think that Gabe suffers from Kyle winning so many immunities as well. I think that like Kyle winning so many immunities not only ups his threat level, but it also ups Gabe's threat level. It also prevents Kyle from being an alternative vote out to Gabe because he's immune. So I do think ultimately Gabe played a pretty good game. It just wasn't in the cards. But we are now down to 8, and I still have 3. I'm still holding in there. This is listen. If this is this is looking like it could be another BB26. I got to final 5, I think, BB26. With all 3 people. But then I didn't win. To be fair, though, I very much could have won. Oh, yeah, also BB Can. Hold on, BB Can 12. BB Can 12, I had all 3, or sorry, I had 4 people, BB Can 12. And I had 4 of the final 7. No, 4 of the final 6. So, okay, updated winner edit predictions. I do feel like despite a really strong segment with Teeny, this was not a good Teeny winner edit episode. In addition, I feel like this was not a great Genevieve winner edit episode. It wasn't awful. Like, if this was what it was for Genevieve, and she mentions during tribal, nobody talked to me, and she's like crossing her fingers at when the votes are being read and saying it's me, like it's hard to give her much of a different edit here. But still not the greatest. Sam comes in strong once again. I still feel good about Sam as a winner. In fact, this was a very good episode for him because he got his way. Sam has taken losses, but he's always been protected throughout. He's still the guy that says I'm the glue guy. Still very strong edit for me. Rachel, some good, some bad. She wanted to take out Genevieve. Did not make it happen. So she did not get her way. Sam got his way. However, she was shown kind of like, they kind of hedged that bet by being like, Rachel is open to the plan, but doesn't trust Sam. So it feels like not the worst thing that she didn't get her way, but not the best either. Andy continues to just have like such solid content. Like Andy's content is just so strong. It's just so hard to read as a winner edit because it was so negative. Then it was like complicated, and now it's so positive. And it's just like, what does it mean? But it definitely feels to me like the winner is on Gada, right? At this point. I think we can feel pretty comfortable saying that. Genevieve is up there. I think Tuku's not winning. If it's not Agata, it's probably Genevieve. But Gada's story has just been so present for so long, and they keep reminding us of it. Rachel keeps talking to us about like, man, back in the early days of Gada, I rejected Andy, but look at us now. But yeah, I mean, I think Genevieve needed to have like a really spotless record in the merge, given the fact that she was so invisible for so long. And this episode, I think, definitely hurts her. Especially because I think we weren't really supposed to be rooting for Genevieve in this episode. And it's too close to the finale to have an episode where you're not supposed to be rooting for the person. I mean, I was rooting for her, but I don't think I was supposed to be. I don't think we were supposed to be rooting for Gabe either, no. But I don't think we were supposed to be rooting for either of the options. Will be streaming next episode? Yeah, I think I'll probably still be streaming next episode. At this point, it feels like Andy should be a lock for 50. Between being so prevalent in this season and Jeff talking about wanting like positive people, I feel like Andy has to be like the person he's talking about, which if that were true would indicate that maybe he doesn't win. But I guess he could also be talking about like somebody like Kyle. like, oh, so positive, you know. Anyway, that was the episode. We will do soundbite tournament eventually. I will announce it ahead of time.